called up one of my friends this week who's a farmer, all right? Because I don't know much about farming. So I called this guy named Jared Rock, okay? Jared Rock's one of my buddies. I say, Jared, dude, I'm doing this message on SMELLY, all right? And I'm like, you're the first guy I thought of. And it's the truth. And I said, dude, Jared, man, I know you're a farmer, and there's a few things that I can't stand about farmers, and one is the pig poop smell that envelops an entire city, okay? I was like, tell me about that process. So Jared starts to say this. He says, well, dude, we put pig poop out in the fields. I'm like, why in the world do you put pig poop in the fields? Oh, it's just to help it grow. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I'm like, you want some extra? I'm like, I can save it up. He goes on to say this. This is crazy. This is so crazy. He goes on to say this. Because I asked him, I'm like, how do you have enough pig poop? Seriously, some of those fields are enormous. Where'd you get all the pig poop? Do you know that some farmers actually buy other farmers' crap? I'm just being honest. I'm like, some farmers are just genius. They just feed their pigs a lot, make them poop, and they make money. This is crazy. Check this out now. So I ask him more questions, because I know this. I know, just with being in high school and college, that an average pig, the amount of poop that they poop, would not have any chance of covering the field. So they obviously have to store poop somewhere, right? And I figured out, this is wild to me. I'm in the city, this is crazy. Farmers actually store poop. I didn't do, man. Who does that? But here's the truth. Did you know that there's like a hole in this barn? Most farmers have this like hole. And they scrape poop and they put it in this hole that collects poop. There is actually a story that we read in the newspaper. This chick fell in the hole. I'm not lying. She almost drowned in crap. That's what I'm talking about. Farmers are crazy, man. Now check this out. So here's what happens. Because I'm having this awesome conversation. Like, what guy in this room, you'd love to have that conversation. Like, for real? Just store crap? You know, like, yuck. And I should have called you, right? Now here's what happens. So time comes to plant, right? And you plant the seed, and then you take your machine out and you spread poop all over the place. Now, here's the cool part about Iowa. Iowa's windy. So, every time you drive and your windows are down after they do the poop spreading, you are blessed with the smell of money. They say. And I'm not sure. Jay Fry, I'm not sure if you've ever opened up your wallet, taken a whiff of it. I hope you have not smelled pig poop. But farmers claim that poop is the smell of money.
Not true. It's hog building right down the road.
Just smells bad. Doesn't smell like money to me. Here's the thing. I tell you all that for one reason, okay? We have got to start being more like that. Not like the smelly pig thing, but like the smelly faith thing. Because if we come together, and it kind of reminds me, the reason I call it, because I kind of knew of that story of the chick drowning in poop, that I knew that they store it up, and that was just crazy to me. But it reminded me so much of church. Like we come and we store up, we do the fun songs, we do the message, and then you gotta ask yourself, do you go and you spread it out? Because like pig poop, I hated like the analogy, I wish I could have came up with something better, but like pig poop, that stuff smells up an entire city. It does. Anytime a wind blows, you're just like, crank the windows up because it's awful. Or you start blaming it on the dude in the back seat. You know, I know you did it before. God uses me and you to spread His name out everywhere. So I've got to ask you this question, okay? If you're in this room, and if I was to say, raise your hand if you call yourself a Christian, and you were to raise your hand, because I'm assuming most of you in this room, if I were to say, raise your hand if you call yourself a Christian, you'd go, okay, may I call myself a Christian? I would ask you, does your life look anything like it? Does your life show it at all? When you spread yourself out, when you go to school, when you're at the workplace, can people tell you're different? Do you talk different? Do you not swear? You guys know I mean, it's just so obvious. I don't know if I should go into the details. Have you changed your relationships so you're not doing the stuff that all the other high schoolers are out doing? Have you started pursuing purity? Have you started to change the way you communicate, where you're not dropping the F-bomb every 2 sentences? You know what? Have you started encouraging people instead of slamming people to their knees with the way you treat them? Bashing on people behind their back. I met with a junior higher this week, and he said, man, I just got to share my testimony because I'm so sick and tired of people even in the junior high youth group that talk bad about him behind his back. I'm just like, man, this is a Christian place. Are we being smelly for our faith? Are we sharing it out? Now, there's 2 things that I want to challenge you with tonight. Or it's not even a challenge, it's an invitation. It'll be up on the screen. But 2 steps of faith is what I'm calling it, okay? And in this first invitation for you is something that sounds just kind of weird, but I want to invite you to take a step where you become smelly. And I say that just because of our series is Are You Smelly? But the real definition of that is, are you at a place where you're sharing your faith? Do people have any idea that you're a Christian? Are you smelly at all? If people were to hang out with you for a day, could they tell that you have a relationship with the God of the universe in your life? Or would they just go, oh yeah, they're real fun. They play Xbox really good. Or they're really good at sports. Or would they be able to tell that you're anything different? So the first step that I'm going to challenge you to do is to start pursuing your faith a little bit more. Sharing God with people. And here's what we are going to do. And then just like standing out, I want to make sure you know that Carrie, Matt, Daniel, Janisa, and myself, and Andrea, we're not just going to tell you to do this and not do it ourselves. Because us together is how we're going to do it. A farmer just doesn't take one little cow pie and spread it out. No, that wouldn't do anything. He takes everything and he goes spreads it all over the field, and that's when it can grow really strong. Now check this out. How I'm going to help you out is the second one. I want to invite you to take a trip with me, an online missions trip. Now I know that sounds a little different because the trips that you're used to taking is going to Niagara Falls, or going to Mexico, or going to Omaha, or all over the United States. But most of the time we don't do it back at home. So we're going to do something real unique. It's an online missions trip. And it's going to be this little folder like this, and I'm going to explain what it's all about. So after you guys watch this short little video of me giving you a brief summary, I'm going to walk you through it, and then I'm going to ask you to see if you guys want to step towards doing this together with me. So take a peek at this video.